Hello everybody and welcome back. Still playing as France. Let's take a second to kind of figure out what's going on here. It's been a couple days since I've actually played this save file, so right away I'm noticing that we might have some rebel shenanigans going on. Now we're already ready for the Cornwall separatists. We already have troops here ready for that. It says it's going to be potentially 8,000. The thing that I'm noticing is it's a 1.6%. So our troops are on here, reducing that by 5. Right? Friendly troops is reducing that number by 5%. Overextension, though, is also contributing to it. In fact, if the overextension wasn't there, there's a good chance the unrest would be 0. The only thing I'm thinking is sometimes if these are going to spawn regardless, sometimes it's nice to move the troops off so that they spawn sooner, because at this rate, I mean, it's saying 10 years, and what are we going to do? Just sit our troops here for 10 years? I'd rather be drilling, right? I'd rather be training our troops instead of just sitting here waiting for an uprising. Okay, here we have London. They're definitely going to be spawning in London. No doubt about that. So we do need to get... oh, these are Scottish separatists here. How are the Scottish separatists doing? Where are they at? Oh, they're actually way down here. They barely just started. We just ended the war with Scotland. We did create a vassal, Ealdom, in that war, and of course we did that strategically because they actually have additional cores on these lands, so we'll be able to get these on the cheap from Scotland in the future. Not only that, but we can give them other bits of land that isn't even owned by them right now, and they'll core it for us. And that's going to save us on admin points, right? Because the admin cost is, it goes up quite a bit. Well, it actually technically goes down as the game goes on, but I mean, just as you do more warring, as you get more powerful, as you take more land, there's always going to be a demand for admin points. So by doing this diplomatically, we're going to be using our diplomatic points, diplomatic power, in replace of our admin, by having our vassal take this land instead. That's pretty nice. One thing we can actually do, since we're just kind of talking about our vassal here, if we go back to our diplomacy screen here, and we can go back to this show diplomatic feedback. And this is where we were looking. I remember we were looking at this in the first episode, right? Trying to figure out, we were talking about favors. I don't really talk too much about this. Right now it says that the only province of interest that we have is Nice. I can't remember why we selected that. But let's actually go up here and say that these are areas of our interest. And what this will do is, this will tell our vassal. Vassal already wants this stuff. But this will tell our vassal that we want this land. So what they'll do is they'll actually start to make some claims on this stuff. Probably. Hopefully. That's the idea. That's the idea. They'll actually go and get some claims on this stuff. Now, we don't really need them worrying too much about building claims down here. We could have them build one on the Isle of Man. That's fine, but... because we'll probably take this stuff directly, and the vassal will focus on taking this stuff up north. That's looking good. Looks like we have a chunk of Ireland now as well. What was the alliance network over here looking like? They're allied with Scotland. Okay, we have a truce for the next only 3 years. That's right, we pieced them out early. What is the truce looking like? So this is a weird thing that England has done. Of course, we're just clicking on their province, kind of looking and seeing their relationships at a glance. And England is actually supporting the independence of Sweden. Now that sounds really, really familiar. If we go to our own diplomacy screen here. Oops. Where am I? Oh yeah, that's right. We want to go up here to our diplomatic relations. We're actually supporting the independence of Sweden as well. So oddly enough, if that triggers and Sweden declares on Denmark for their independence, we would actually be in a war alongside England, which is pretty crazy. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, that doesn't change anything about how we feel about each other, but it is kind of interesting. We could actually cancel that as well. If we look at Sweden here, okay, we're the only two nations that are supporting their independence. What would it actually do to us if we canceled our support? We'd need a diplomat to do that. I'm just curious if there's a penalty for that or not. I mean, it would be a pretty easy war at this point. In fact, they're actually at war with Muscovy. They're allied to Lithuania. It's weird that Lithuania and Poland aren't an item here. That's actually very unusual. They are allied, but they're not being ruled by the same leadership. There isn't a personal union from Poland to Lithuania. I mean, that's a common historical event. I think at one point I think it did form, but then it broke or something. That can happen sometimes. So over in the New World, it looks like we are doing some colonization of Haiti and Dominican Republic down here, and some of these little islands, Togo and I used to know a lot of the names for these islands. I really don't anymore. And we're also kind of working on Quebec, which, if I remember correctly, yes, Quebec is a trade estuary in the Canadian node. Well, it's the Canadian colonial region, colonial Canada. Okay, so that would be very thematic for us to form French Canada. The other thing that I'm kind of noticing is Portugal is kind of going to town down here, and it would be kind of nice to sneak this province right here, the Gold Coast, before Portugal can get their hands on it. Because this is, of course, a very important province in this Ivory Coast node. Portugal's gotten a bunch of land here, but they don't have any of the like really, really juicy bits. So it would be kind of nice to grab that so that they can't get it. And then this native country here, Benin, actually controls one of them, and the Congo controls the other two. So we would have to, if we wanted all four of them to ourselves, actually there's a fifth one too, isn't there, here? It's part of Jolof at the moment, but probably will be Mali very, very soon. Yeah, because they're at war right now. So it's very unlikely that Jolof is going to be able to survive that engagement. So, but we could actually, you know, we're France, we're quite a bit more powerful than those African nations. We could take that for ourselves in the future, but it'd be kind of fun to actually control the trade coming from Africa too. But I don't know, we kind of have to focus a little bit as well. I think we're sort of giving up South America at the moment. But here's the funny thing about South America. Here's the really funny thing about South America. It doesn't go straight to Seville or the English. It doesn't go to Europe directly. Brazil and the Amazons has to actually go through Africa and the Caribbean. The Caribbean is so important. So really locking down the Caribbean is going to be really good, and then also locking down Ivory Coast. So to be honest, Quebec is kind of like of less importance, especially considering that England is very much struggling. They have exploration ideas, but if we look here, they don't even have Quest for the New World. So they're not even going to actually be able to get over here anytime soon. Like right now, they would have to like barely be able to reach over here. They can't. They're not. Their tech is not advanced enough to be able to get over here. So for now, they're gonna catch up quickly. But we need to continue to take England apart so that they don't mess up pollute the New World. All right, let's continue on here with what we're actually doing. So we have a lot of spy networks going on. Why are we? Wait a second. Why are we building in Castile? Okay, I think the idea with building in Castile was to actually support rebels, to try to get a rebel uprising in these areas to weaken them. But the thing is, Castile, what does Castile's actual military strength look like? We might have checked this out last time, but let's check again. So we have the most powerful potential for a military in the world, of the known world, sorry. Because there's a couple, you know, we don't have all of the Asian countries discovered yet. More powerful than Austria by a large margin. Where is Castile? Am I blind? Aragon at 22. Oh, sorry, right here, Castile at 45,000, but they're only actually fielding 17,000 right now, and they have pretty low manpower. So 45,000 plus Aragon's 22,000, and then Naples somewhere. I mean, there's Naples at 14,000. Who else can we get any other allies? What are our other relationships here? So Sweden could potentially become an ally for us as well. Okay, Brandenburg is our ally, and then the Papal State, yeah. The Papal State is probably, yeah, significantly stronger than Naples. It would definitely beat up Naples for us. The Papal State probably wants bits of Naples. Oh, not yet. Not yet. But eventually they will. In fact, they might even be rival to Naples. Can Naples actually have... No. Naples can't actually have rivals and enemies because they're subject to Castile, so they can't do that. But the Papal State would definitely not mind going to war here. I don't know if we'd be able to get Brandenburg in the war. That being said, Brandenburg, where are your troops? What we need is we need Brandenburg to actually take back the HRE, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that anytime soon. It'd be nice if Austria lost it, but eh. Alright, so we're building a spy network in Castile, and I think the idea was to try to support rebels. Cool. We are building a spy network in Scotland so that we can just continue to get more and more claims, which I think right now we actually have the ability to get some claims. So let's grab those on these provinces to the south, because we're hoping that that our vassal's going to scoop up. I changed my mind. Let's get Ulster here, just to be able to connect that up nice and neatly. But we're going to hope that our vassal can kind of gather up claims on the rest of this area. And we also have the Reconquest, where we really don't need to be building a spy network in Scotland anymore at the moment. What can we build any more claims? We need 30 to build a claim with Denmark, and I'm thinking the only place we're actually going to be able to do an additional claim would be here. We can't get one on Norway yet because we don't have access to this sea region here. This is our connection right here, so we can just get these 3 provinces here. We've already gotten this one and this one claimed. That war between Sweden and Denmark could trigger at any moment. Any moment. It's up to Sweden. I think it is good that we're working on claims for these nations here. And then it's always good to be working on claims for England. Do we have claims with England? We already have 3 with England. We have 4 with England. So we're actually doing okay on England. We don't need to worry too much about that. What's the religious map mode looking like? Okay, so we do have the Protestant reform coming in. It is the Age of Reformation, so we're starting to see some areas here that are... Oh, we're building a church. Okay, I was like, why are we building a fort? It looked like a little castle, but it's just the symbol for a building. I don't know why we have cogs over here. I love how we haven't even unpaused the game, guys. I'm sorry about that. Just kind of getting reacquainted here, and then we'll start busting it out. The thing I'm noticing is, what are we paying? What's our economy looking like? It's looking pretty good. Now, we are paying 200% or 100 extra percent for the 3rd colony. And if we wanted to do a 4th colony, it would cost us 8 ducats. That's a little too expensive. That's a little too expensive, but we really, really, really do need to grab this tile while it's still available. Last thing we need is for Portugal to come and swoop in and take it. That being said, though, it looks like Portugal has just barely started working on this. But don't they have more than 1 colonist, just like us? Let's check on Portugal's technology here, because I think Portugal, one of the things they've got exploration and expansion. Yeah, Portugal literally probably has 3 colonists. So where are their other colonists? They might not be able to afford it economically, even though they wouldn't be paying a penalty. It's still very expensive to colonize. They might not be able to afford it. You know, it'd actually be really sweet to go to war with... Wait, what? They're at war with Jolof. But the weird thing is, so is Mali. But they're two different wars. There's no way Mali is going to give them this land. Yeah, this is the center of trade. This is the most important province. So luckily, this will not go to Portugal under any circumstance. That's a good thing. I don't want Portugal to get any stronger. But it's nice that they're at war. It's just kind of like, even though it's not a busy, like a difficult war, it's still going to keep them a little distracted. So, right, we want to get troops. What's the unrest look like over here? Well, there is some unrest, but it's not really... Oh, no, it's slowly building up, but I think we have time to drill. Let's get these guys drilling. Let's grab our transports. I think we built more transports here for one reason or another. Let's get these over down here by London, because it looks like that's the next one that's going to fire, right? Yeah. You know, we might even be able to get rid of the unrest here. Kind of wondering, let's just let it run at speed 3 for a second here. So we need to get 30 spy network with Denmark to get that last claim. We're still building up with Castile. I really hope they don't catch us. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that if they catch us, they could get a little upset with us. And the reason why we know, or we can suspect, that they're going to be spawning in London is because London is the highest development province of the ones that have the English separatists. And I've been told that that means that that's where they will spawn. Nice. 20 years of extra 5% army morale. Nice. That's our conquistador. Going over and discovering new things in the new world. So he's out looking for the 7 cities of gold. So in this case, we could just kind of keep an eye on this and assume this will never fire. Have our units drilling, but it would actually be very, very sad if we miss this. So we do need to pay attention here for these 80% to make sure they don't go to 90%. Here, I think we're going to just stand by and be ready to go. Now, we have a really, really strong economy. What can we do with that? We could build some more troops. Although right now... You know, the thing is, I don't think we need this many troops in this quest for the New World. I really don't. $3,000 is probably enough. Actually, wait a second. I just realized. I just thought of something. Are you kidding me? We're gonna have to, like, ask for military access. That means we're gonna be over our Diplo. Yikes. We'll just walk over here. I just realized the reason why these, our troops are actually never running into natives actually is because we have that native policy where we coexist. Basically, we have it all set up so that we coexist with them. They can't rebel against us. I knew that's how that worked for the colonies. I didn't know that also worked for our troops moving through their lands. That's really interesting. I wonder if it'll also affect the events. It should actually affect the events in different ways too. Diplomatic, what kind of diplomatic relations do we have? Papal state. Yeah, I think honestly, we kind of want all of those at the moment. We're just going to have to get our troops through here and then we'll cancel that military access. So we're paying a little bit of Diplo. It's not too big of a deal. What are we focused on right now? Okay, we are focused on Diplo. We need to change that next year because we are definitely going to be doing some other idea group. We probably are going to do an admin because we've done 1 military and 1 diplomatic. So now it's time to do an admin, I think. Which means we'll probably focus on admin as well. Wow, we're actually paying for level 3 advisors. Dang. Okay, let's end that military access. We don't need that anymore. Cancel military access. There we go. We've snuck through. Now these troops will easily be able to get back. And then we'll pick them up. Nice. So we have 3 transports over here. We'll pick up them up with the pick up the 3 troops with the 3 transports. Works out perfectly actually when you think of it like that. The truth is, So realizing the native policy thing, we don't really need more than like 1,000 troops here, but it'll be okay. So we have a nice 64,000 just chilling here. We have a good economy, a really, really strong economy. In fact, the economy is only going to be better once we don't have overextension, because we're rooting that out right now. And that's costing us some money. We're actually paying for our forts, and that's costing us some money. Wait a second. Oh no, we're paying half price for our forts. Okay. Now forts, I'm actually kind of tempted. Do we want to build a fort to set up the web, right? Because this is technically a weak spot here. But I think we also determined that we'd like to take this province eventually, such that we could actually build it here in this hill. And this would actually have a really nice web with all these other forts. Because I think all of our forts right now are at least built on... Ooh, that one, okay. This one's built in farmlands. That's less than ideal. It'd be nice to move this over to the... that would create a web. There'd be a web here because it's fort plus 1 and then fort plus 1. So we could move it to this hill region here. But it's gonna, that just costs a big chunk of money, right? It would be like, what, 200 ducats to build this thing. I think we're fine. To be honest, I don't think we need to be... We're France. We don't need to be building too many forts, but it might be better to have a good fort here if we do go to war with Castile. That actually might be an important fort. In fact, the only thing we've really looked at up here is actually... Yeah, but the disputed succession, we're not too worried about playing that kind of a game. Claims on provinces, yep, we got it. They're going to be expiring it someday. Some countries want condottiere. We haven't actually done that yet because we've always found a way to use our troops. No, Castile found us spying on them. How upset are they? Did covert action. Ah. Eh. Let's, they spotted us. Let's get a claim on Barcelona here. Let's use our spy network, basically, is what we're doing here. Using our spy network. That's too bad. They spotted us. So did Denmark, actually. So did Denmark. Thing over here. We don't need that anymore. Now, do we actually even have an ability to go to war with this? No, we do not. We really do need to build this up. Okay, so we need to butter up Castile here. We've already fully buttered. Okay, now that the overextension is over, that reduces our unrest a little bit. Oh, we're at 0.4. We gotta wait till next month. Next month, this will tick down another 0.5. Separatism is gonna go away, half a point per year. So that literally is at the start of January. That'll be gone. There, gone. So now the Cornwall separatists should be going away. Yep, they're going away here. The funny thing is, if we move our troops over to here, we can actually get this rebellion go away fully too. They're at 80%, so that would be smart to do. Let's move you over here. Yep, it's going to cancel the drilling. I got that. Once we get the claim down here, we could actually go to war with Scotland again. The only thing I'm wondering about that is it might be better to go to war with Scotland proper. Except for it's going to be a 12-year truce. We could either wait the 12 years and do the Reconquest War, or we could just go to war with them sooner rather than later. The English separatists are going to fire. There's no doubt about it. They will fire. We just need that to happen so we can be done with it. It's actually going to be 26,000 troops, it says. Alright, let's go check on our... Okay, our people have made it to the east coast. Go pick them up with the boats. We might not be able to get here in time for the Gold Coast. I don't know. So I don't want England showing up in the New World. But honestly, if they colonize the New World, we'll just take their provinces from them. Nice and cheap, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Now, are you gonna be able, is the ship gonna be able to make it all the way back, or do we need to make like a pit stop? I'm not sure. We'll just try this. Because the ships will take attrition going through the open ocean like that. We'll just leave the spy there in Denmark. What else can we be working on here? Already have a claim there. It's tricky right now because, oddly enough, we could actually set ourselves up to go to war with these lands here against Austria, but that'd be pretty expensive. I think Denmark is ultimately... Now, my question is... Now, Sweden would not actually contribute to this at all. Why would Denmark not want to do this? They actually like the enemy. You actually like? Why would you like Denmark? Makes no sense to me. Yeah. More trade efficiency, we'll take that. I mean, they are fighting in another war, though, so obviously they're not going to be okay with doing that. Could become the defender of the faith. We should reinvest our money into our nation somehow. We have maximum manpower. We should build more troops. We should build more troops. What's our cannon situation looking like? Yeah, we need more cannons. We just need more cannons. Of course, cannons cost a lot per month, but we do have a rockin' economy, so... And we are still 6 years ahead of time on technologies. That's nice, getting that little bump. Quebec, really nice. We need to get this... We need to get this one done. And this one's really just not even that important. In the grand scheme of things, this is not an important province. And we don't even have a colonist here, so it's actually going to be growing a little bit slower. No adjacency bonuses in any of them. This is gonna take a while, but I really do want to try to get into Africa soon. We decided if we're going to be able to do any of these. Join the Reformation. So I don't know if we're going to do that, actually. I think the only... If we did that, we'd have to reconvert all of our provinces. Improve relations is pretty nice. We can also augment our religion with 3 centers. Oh, never mind. It's saying, okay. That's talking about something else. But basically, the Protestants actually can sort of customize the religion, which is pretty cool. We would no longer be benefiting, because right now we're the controller of the Curia, right? So all these amazing benefits that we're getting here, we wouldn't be able to play this game anymore. And I don't know. I feel like we have a really good lock on this system right here. I'm tempted to hit it one more time and really get our chance up, maybe like 3 or 4 more %, but we're also getting close to being able to hit some of these buttons here. Apparently we're trading in fur. Okay, we are at war now. With, Denmark. So all we have to do here, actually, it's really not going to be that tricky. The question is, what's the ship situation looking like? Norway has 2 heavies, but Denmark has none. The galleys, though. Okay, we are not going to be able to get into the Baltic. because the galleys, one of the things that galleys are all about is they're cheaper than light ships, and they're less effective than light ships unless you're fighting in inland seas. So the Baltic is an inland sea. So literally, I think it ends... No, this doesn't even count, but it starts here in Kattegat. So in Kattegat begins the dominance of the galleys. The galleys are 100% combat effectiveness, goes up by 100%. Basically, I said that in a weird way, but yeah, the combat effectiveness massively goes up. Okay, so these troops actually here don't need to be here. Or what we could do is we could shuffle these over. We don't really need a bunch of infantry coming over either. I'd like to get our cannons up here. But we only have... Let's get a really good leader on the case here. The funny thing is we could still just sit here and drill. We don't need all of our troops over here. It's completely unnecessary. Alright, let's get a 4 heavies and 15 transports. I'm thinking this will be good. How many light ships do we have? Should we get the light ships into the fray, so to speak? I think we're going to want to just, at least while we're landing our troops, I think we're going to want to do that. Question is, are we going to get military access through Lübeck? Because if we have it through Lübeck, then we can actually just walk the troops up, and that actually might be that might be safer. Let's try that. In fact, we could probably get the military access through Lübeck ourselves if we wanted, but I'm guessing either Denmark... I'm guessing one of the other nations is already going to ask for it, unless they hate Denmark. No, they don't. We're actually doing, we have an admiral right now. Wait, do we actually have places to explore? No. Must be in port to explore. Okay, let's test that, I'm curious. Okay, let's consolidate all those guys there. But I think if we just had 7,000 more cannons here, we'd have a rockin' stack of troops here to fight. So the Lithuania is actually going to be a problem here. We probably do need to get these troops over here onto the mainland France just to defend against Lithuania. But I think for the most part, Sweden's pretty strong. Sweden would not have declared if they didn't feel like they were in a good spot. I was going to say, is Denmark still fighting 2 wars? No, they're not. And England is technically in the war with us too, so I wonder what the English fleet looks like. It's not good. It's not good. Actually, yeah, this is... we're going to have to actually commit a little bit more effort to this than I thought originally. So let's double check the rebel situation here. Because, yeah, these are going to be spawning here. We need more transports. Okay, we do have... Of course, we do actually have some... I kind of want to move in with these troops right now. Yes, we do have access through Lübeck. Good, good, good. I don't know if Lithuania is going to get the military access that's required to get all the way through to our nation. They'll try. They'll try their best, but I don't know if they're going to be able to actually do it. Okay, let's get those up here. No, we need all 7,000. We need all 7,000. I think once we have this 22 stack, I'll be comfortable fighting Denmark with this 22 stack. And what we need to do, actually, our goals right now is to get... Let's go pick him up. And can we all sit all the troops here? What's the supply limit? Plenty. It's plenty high. We can consolidate these, but the truth is we need to get... What are you doing there? What are you doing there, Norway? I think you're up to. Oh no, 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 no. England thinks that they're going to siege this down. No, 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 no. Get there, get there, get there, guy. I think we'll beat him there. I don't know, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Okay, we did beat him there. Last thing we needed there was for England to actually take one of our claimed areas. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. And we didn't move our troops into the right area. Okay, get the heavies over here. This is not great. 10 lights, 23 galleys, and a pretty good lead admiral against our guy, who's a pretty good admiral too. What we could do is we could just actually forego... We could just say, sorry, England, you're done. England, I'm sorry. 15th. England will be there, or... Yeah, we're gonna squeeze our way out of there. So unfortunately for Denmark here, or for England, they're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. We actually need up here. 22,000 should be plenty. Let's get those over here ready to get moved over to mainland France. Yeah, England. Yeah. You're not. That's not contribution, by the way. Sweden. England just suiciding is not contribution. Yep, I see what's going on here. If I combine my navies, is Denmark going to get spooked? Or not? Like, these galleys are not that strong in this... in the open ocean. None of this counts as inland seas here, not even the Straits of Dover. That's just a transport. I mean, England, come on, man. In fact, here's the funny thing. Do we actually have access all the way through here? We do. We don't even have to... We have no good provinces to hold here. Let's just sit in Paris, actually. Actually, wait a second. Don't we have some rebellion going on somewhere, right? Isn't this province? Yeah, Calais. Okay. Let's have them sit there. Might as well be working on stomping out the rebels. Question is, can we actually sneak through? Nice. No. Wait, did we get caught? We did, but... Where's Denmark going with their ships? They're just blockading. They're not even moving. Now they're coming in. How much time do we have here? The 25th. Let's go to the... We'll retreat at the 24th if we have to. Okay. Once they get locked in, we'll engage here. That's unfortunate. We weren't paying attention too much there. Oh, we can't. We can't till the 30th. Uh-oh, this could be a problem. That could be a problem. Yep, that's going to be a bad naval engagement for us. But right now we should be, everything should be pretty much 100% strength. We got 4 heavies there. We have the heavies. We don't have the leader though. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be this is going to be tough. We got to wait 5, we got to have to survive 5 days. 5 days. Okay, they're locked in. That's just farmlands. That's going to be a stop. I just don't want to lose any ships here. We have to hold for 5 days. We're technically winning. Okay, we can retreat at this point, but the thing is we're actually doing well. We should have, if we had the leader here, if we had the light ships intercepting, we would have actually won this just fine. Now the transports will start to go down fast. But we're actually winning this. And we are going to be bringing in the lights. We might be able to scare them if the lights can get there quickly enough. That's going to be a good win there. We are down a guy. It would be nice to rebuild that one troop that we just lost when Lithuania snuck attack us. Again, I don't want to lose any ships here. Okay, we have a really good leader here. He's tied up, but we can go in with this guy and attack into London, no problem. And I think we won't get the river crossing. Nice, we won't. That should be an easy, relatively easy. Oh, nice. We can actually walk our troops down here. Nice. Because we have, of course, we're at war with England. They probably have military access through Scotland, so on and so forth. So we can actually just walk down here. So we are going to engage into this. Lithuania is trying to get away, but they can't. They've lost their one light ship, but they just got rolled really big in the fire phase, and we rolled really low. Yeah, that hurt us. But I think if we can get our lights in here, we can... Yep, our lights are coming in. I think we can actually spook them here. Okay, we just got our lights in here with our leader. So the question is, though, are the transports actually going to be able to... Oh, we stack wiped those Lithuanian troops. That was huge. That was monstrous. We're easily taking care of the rebels here. Okay, but we do have Denmark coming in potentially with some more ships. We have a transport that's pretty low. We might lose some troops from this, but I don't know. We are going to win the battle, which is kind of nice. We still have our heavies. Our lights are fine. The tricky thing is the transports that we're losing. There goes some more transports. If we lose 2 more transports, then we're actually going to start losing regiments and men. They're losing, but we're getting kind of hammered here. We're losing transports. In fact, you know, let's just start building more transports, because preemptively here. They're cheap, and I like having a lot of transports. I mean, why is Denmark still fighting this? They're getting hammered. Like, once their ships start to go down, they will go down fast. But we're losing transports too. But now their galley count is dropping pretty heavily here. Oh, we're so about to win this, but they might take out some of our regiments. I don't want to lose this because we did win this naval battle. And we are doing more damage than them. They took out one of our heavies somehow though. Okay, we lost 1,000 troops. Little unfortunate, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. We lost 1 heavy, we gained a galley, we captured a galley, and we lost 7 transports. Considering how poorly we actually played that, we did okay. Considering how poorly we played that. And for the most part, I think we've decimated their navy. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Once the siege is captured, this will be really, really big. Sweden winning the battle there, which is really nice. But here's the problem. We need to try to get them... We need to get our troops across here. But right now they're blockading it. with these ships. We need to get our ships in here while the Danish fleet is damaged. Because we need to take their capital. Once we get their capital here, then everything will go smoothly. We just need to get our ships in here quickly rather than... Whoa, 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 okay, whoa. I didn't realize the Danes actually had troops up here. Oh, they weren't locked in. Okay, we caught them. We caught them. Here comes our naval fleet. Now we're gonna have a very short window to get across here. Very short window. Because they are gonna try to take advantage of the fact that this is inland sea. So we need to get our troops across quickly. Quickly, and we need to get our ships out of here. Okay, good. Retreat the ships. Because they could easily, even with damaged ships, they could easily beat us here. Okay, so we do need to pause the episode here, because, wow, sorry guys, that was a really long episode probably. Well, not, yeah, you know, we're used to long episodes. Thank you so much everybody for hanging out and watching the episode. We will be right back at it with another episode here shortly. Alright, thanks guys.